Okay, hey guys, hopefully this works. I have not done a video training before in a really long time that was not a Facebook Live. So it's gonna be a little different, not waiting for interaction. Like I'm totally out of the habit. But I wanted to do this video. If you're watching this, you're either on my team or you are on Paige Gunn's team because she won an Instagram training in an auction. And I decided we were just gonna do YouTube videos so you guys can go back and reference them whenever it's convenient for you. So that's why you have this. I'm gonna do at least 2, maybe 3 videos. I was gonna kind of see how it goes. It's a little easier to upload if they're shorter and not crazy long. And honestly, at this point, I could go on for probably hours. So I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet and not get too crazy because it's also a lot of information that you can have to figure out and keep track of. So, okay, so this training is all about Instagram, and I have my little notes so I don't forget any of the key points that I want to bring up. But okay, so I'm doing this training for a few reasons. So first of all, disclaimer, I am not a huge Instagram rock star. I've only been working Instagram legitimately maybe 2 months. I have been researching, sorry, my lights are flashing, researching since January. I'm gonna adjust that, there we go. And trying to figure out kind of what I want to do and how I want to do it. I did a lot of research before I actually acted. So, and I did some experimenting, but I wouldn't say I've really like figured it out until the last month or two, but I am seeing results. So it's good. So I'm giving you this advice as someone who's had to figure it out, who's not a naturally amazing Instagrammer, and who's definitely spent hours researching and learning, and I'm still learning and evolving and trying to figure it all out. So that's where I am coming to you from. That said, I want you to understand why I've been focusing on Instagram in my business. So I have been doing Younique. It'll be 7 years in October, so a while. And I used to sponsor like crazy. I used to sell like crazy. I had a captive audience that was just constantly growing, and it was like easy for me. I'd get on Facebook, I'd sell stuff, I'd sign people up, it was like no big deal. Well, something happens after 5 or 6 years. If you are me and you are not good about constantly adding to your network, and unfortunately the people I were adding were presenters, which doesn't help me with my business, that I was realizing I was having a really hard time sponsoring. And I no longer was branding myself the same way on Facebook as I used to, and I didn't have the same sort of appeal because instead of being a girl starting out on a business, I was like wall of influencer person with a ginormous team and wasn't really relatable in that way. And just what I had done, so long story short, what I had done 5 years ago that worked super well is not working in 2019 for me. Parties that I was running in 2013 with bingo and Disney princess games and stuff like that, that worked great in 2013, 2014. That does not work for me in 2019. So I kind of realized that I needed to pivot the direction of my business. So Instagram is huge. Instagram is where a lot of the younger generations are going. And it's a great place because it's it's a different culture. So the first thing you got to get out of your head is that Facebook and Instagram are basically the same thing, and Instagram's just more pictures, because it's not it. There are very different cultures on Facebook versus Instagram. Instagram is incredibly visual. Instagram is a place where people almost go because they want to buy things. Like they want to be recommended things. They want to know you as an influencer, no matter who you are. So don't think you have to be like this rock star influencer. They want to get to know you and know what you love. So Instagram's a great place to promote and sell things because people are wanting to know, like, why do you look this way? Why do you dress this way? Why do you share these products? Why do you eat this? Why do you go to this place? Like, they love recommendations on Instagram. It's just culturally what happens there. So it's not out of place for you to post makeup and say, hey, this is where I got it. Now, it's not as easy because you can't put links everywhere, but there's ways around it, and we can talk about that more later. And I'm actually going to make a note later to talk about that. Okay. So that is why Instagram. For me, I needed a new audience. I needed a younger audience. The great thing about Instagram, too, is the people you're connecting with on there kind of already understand social media. A lot of people on Facebook get on there to be anonymous and to kind of creep and lurk and maybe occasionally post a picture. I don't know if you've noticed that. But if I sponsor someone and they only do Facebook, it's like pulling teeth to get them to post a selfie or a video, unless they're already doing it a lot. Instagram, it's like people are already used to posting pictures of themselves. Like, I feel like it's just so much more common there. Okay, this is going to be really long, so I actually may stop this halfway through so I can upload it and then do another one, because the upload times are crazy and we're already at 5 minutes. So maybe I'll do like 4 or 5 trainings. Okay, that is my introduction. Okay, and so we know Instagram, not the same as Facebook. Don't treat it like Facebook, part 2. Don't post everything the same on your Instagram and Facebook, your personal Facebook. And on that note, I would even say get a business page on your Facebook and work on that, and that's a whole other training and beast. But your Instagram can kind of work together with a business page, and there's ways we can talk about that too. Instagram, you got to post quality, good pictures. This is the number one thing that I think I see people do wrong. They think they can just post their snapshot of their kid or their funny picture, or, oh, look at my kid's skinned his knee, and they take a picture of it. Like, your pictures on Instagram actually have to be aesthetically pleasing to the eye. They cannot just be random snapshots through the day. They cannot be caught this funny moment type of picture. Like, I'm not saying you can't post real life, but I'm saying if you don't make your pictures all look good and look somewhat cohesive on your feed, it's not going to get you more followers. People are not going to pay attention, and they're just going to scroll on past. And that's just the way it is. So the first thing, I don't know, for me, if I want to do a Facebook post, bam, 10 seconds, I can bust out a Facebook post. I want to post about my kid's birthday party, upload 10 pictures. Hey, we had a great time at the party. Bam, I'm done. Instagram is not that way. I will legitimately tell you it probably takes me a half an hour on average per Instagram post. And that is if I'm like already ready for the day and happen to be able to grab a good picture. Like today I did a Facebook Live, did my makeup, and then after that I finished, I took a couple pictures for Instagram. And so those couple of pictures, that I had to go back, edit those pictures, then go back, compose my post, check it out in layout, make sure it worked, find the hashtags, and get it posted. So I maybe got it down to 20 minutes today because I already looked good and already had my light set up and was already like ready to go. But on a random day where I'm like, oh, I need to post an Instagram picture today, that can be a good 30 to 45 minute process. So you need to set that expectation in your head. Instagram is not like quick random picture, what can I post? In fact, one of my biggest things I can recommend is find days where you can bust out a whole lot of quality pictures, like change your shirt, change your background. You know, if you're looking good, switch a few outfits real quick, or if you already had a post for that day, but you're looking good, take some good pictures to save for later. And I have a folder I keep on my phone, and it's called Instaworthy. And so they are pictures that I've taken that are quality, I have edited, and I can pull out on a day where I need a picture where I don't have time to go deal with a picture. Because there's some days where I have time to sit around and mess with it and take pictures, and there's days where I don't, or I'm doing yard work for a week and I look like horrible and there's just no time. So this is a huge tip. Make an Instaworthy folder on your phone and keep your quality pictures there. So you can go back and say, shoot, I don't have time today, what's a picture? Or if you want to post about like a kudos or a good deal that's going on or anything, have these pictures saved that you can go back to. Or, you know, so maybe one day you're posting about an outfit you bought and you take a picture showing the outfit, but then maybe you take some silly pictures and funny expressions that you can go back and use later when you're like, oh my gosh, look at this great deal we have going on, or look at the new presenter kit, you know, whatever it might be. Take a variety of pictures, a variety of poses and expressions, save those in your folder. You never know when you can need them, and they could be helpful. And this is going to save you a tremendous amount of time later. Okay, next question. How often should you post on Instagram? So what I have read in my experience is an average of once a day. Occasionally I'll do 2 a day, occasionally I'll skip a day. I would not do more than 35 a month. I think you sell yourself short because you don't give your pictures enough time to get enough exposure to get that interaction where you want them. And if you aren't consistent and posting about 30 times a month, your audience, you're not going to be building an audience at the rate that you want to build. It's really hard to build and get up your consistency if you're not doing that. You could maybe do every other day if you're doing really fantastic posts every other day, but it needs to be consistent. So like my goal is 1 a day. Today I did 2. One of them is an ad, and I honestly don't like it, and I'm probably going to archive it when that ad is over, but it's about the Belgium launch, and so I became a creator account instead of a business account, and like the way you do ads is a little different, and I don't like it. But anyway, I had to do a post to do a boosted ad for the Belgium launch, and that kind of, I didn't like how it looked in my feed. So I had I was gonna do this on my laptop, but I wasn't liking the lighting. I'll see if I can pull it up on my iPad real quick so you guys can see my feed. Okay, I'm kind of jumping around, but we're gonna talk about this a little bit. So you've gotta have quality pictures. You need good lighting. You need good selfies. The best, my favorite thing, we've had so much sun lately, I've had a hard time getting good pictures because overcast, an hour before sunset, an hour in the morning before, or right after sunrise, those are the golden hours where the sun is going to do a natural filter on your face. Like I'm looking right now and I see every line on my face and I'm like, oh, I would never use these pictures. When you are taking your Instagram pictures, you want to do the best pictures you can. So get good lighting, look at the good times of day. You don't want the harsh, bright sun on your face because it shows every lighting. For me, it glares my forehead really bad, or I have blue eyes that are really sensitive, and so I squint in the sun and my eyes disappear. So overcast times are the best times to take pictures. Like we had a wonderful overcast day that was beautiful out, and I went out and I busted out so many pictures that day because it was perfect lighting and I looked great in all of them. I mean, I'm 37, getting some wrinkles, but I want to look my best. And so I'm not going to necessarily fake a picture, but I'm going to use lighting and angles to my advantage. Gosh, I keep thinking of things we could talk about, you guys, and we could go on and on. So we're going to do a bunch of these trainings, I think, because I'm not even going to get through part of my list. So real quick, I'm going to show you a few things about Instagram. I'm jumping around. Okay, here's my feed. Okay, first of all, I'm going to tell you, full disclosure, my number of followers, 12.7K, that is a lie, and that is a lie I greatly, greatly regret. So I bought followers. Don't do it. I bought followers because I wanted to get over 10,000. I had several thousand. I had actually a really legitimate good following, and I was doing a good job. I wanted to get over 10,000 so I could have the ability to swipe up in stories and attach a link. You can only do that when you have 10,000 followers. So I bought followers. They are real-ish. They're not really people who engage or who care. They weren't spam, like auto things. You have to be very careful. So I'm not even gonna tell you how to do it because I'm gonna tell you don't do it, because what it does is it totally messes up your engagement on your Instagram. So like I'll have a great post, I'll maybe get 80 likes. That's horrible for that many followers. Then I'll see people with like 250 likes and they only have 1,000 followers. And that's the difference, because when you actually have followers who are engaged, a lot more of them see your posts. And so it's like I'm almost hidden more from the real people because I have all these fake people not interacting. So moral of the story, don't get impatient, don't buy followers. I wish I could take it back. But you can learn from my mistake. I mean, I thought, fine, what's the big deal? I don't care if it's a fake number. It's not a vanity thing for me. I just want over 10K. I regret it because my interaction looks like crud when I go through and look at it, and it's like, oh yeah, she's got 30 likes today. It's horrible. So my number has been steadily increasing in likes as I've really been working. But yeah, don't do it. Okay, so I thought I updated this picture, but maybe it is because, oh, there it is. Okay, I haven't used Instagram on my iPad in a while. Okay, so I'm gonna go over a few basics, and then I'm gonna have to cut this off and do another training. You want to brand your Instagram in about 5-ish areas. So I think I have a little more than 5, but they kind of overlap. I've got like fashion finds, and I do not set myself up as like being a fashion nova. I'm more like a, hey, I'm a mom, I want to dress cute. I dress cruddy in the winter. I wear leggings and hoodies. Like, let's get cute. I lost 10 pounds. Like, I want to dress my best. So I am very real. I think a lot of people think in order to do Instagram, you have to be this model, perfect influencer person. And that's not true. You just have to be yourself. You have to be the best version of yourself. You want to highlight certain things, and you can still be real. You can show the struggles, be authentic, but brand yourself in how you want to be. I'm not going to brand myself, and I am a top fashion icon, and I know it all. I am a mom living in Alaska, and I have to order all my stuff online because we have like 2 good stores here. So I can talk about fashion though. I love food. I like fitness. I love running, and I love going to CrossFit. I love my family. I've got 4 kids. I'm a mom. That is my life. That is a huge part of my life. Travel and Alaska. I have to brand myself as an Alaskan because, to a lot of people that's really cool. And I love to travel, so I kind of combine them. I cheated. And then I do kind of business and makeup. And so again, I don't brand myself as like a high-end makeup artist because that's not me. I am like a makeup for every mom that anyone should be able to copy my looks. But that's me. Oh, and I count macros and like, yeah, but that goes with food for me. So anyway, I have my branding in my description. I also have a link tree, you can see. That is a way, you can get around not having links in excuse me, I've got hiccups. Your posts or your stories, you can just always say, hey, go to my profile and look at the link tree for this link. And that is an app. Go look up Linktree. You can put like 6 to 10 links in there. So then, oh, let me go back. I'll show you what it looks like right now. So I click on Linktree, hopefully it'll work. And you can customize this, you can do all sorts of things. It's so easy to set up. You have different areas. So you can do like your kudos, your sign up with me. I have my business page. I'm gonna do a blog on here that I'll be adding. If you have an affiliate link for something, if you have a certain party going on, you can set up all those things in Linktree on your desktop, and it takes like a minute. It is so quick and easy and totally worth it, and a great way to get around all of the linkage issues that exist in Instagram. Okay, so that's what you wanna do with your profile. Stories. Okay, so stories are just as important as your feed. Well, here, let me show you my feed real quick. We're gonna have to talk more about this. We're gonna talk a lot more about pictures. Guys, I have so much stuff I can tell you. About pictures, about how to do pictures, how to do layouts. But this will show you what mine looks like. So this is the ad I'm going to archive later because it's not me. It is a great makeup picture, but I like them to be me or my family or my kids or my life or food. See, I don't love this picture either, but I needed a food picture. So when I look at my profile, first of all, I've used a preset. I use Lightroom, which is an app. You don't have to use Lightroom. You can use just the lighting settings on your phone. And you can adjust your pictures, but you want them to have similar tones and exposures. So you can buy, it's like a preset in Lightroom, and just Google what's a Lightroom preset, like we can go into it, but it's just basically a setting that makes your pictures more cohesive. Now I found that like the preset I like the most looks really good in some lighting, so I've used it here, but I didn't use it there, and I used it there but not there. Just for some reason the lighting, it came wrong. So I have a different preset that I use sometimes, and they kind of complement each other. But you want to keep it kind of a consistent look, consistent color tones, and be able to kind of look and see it all goes. There's another app, which we'll talk about, but it's called Preview, that you can get, and you can basically put in a post and see how it's going to look in your grid before you post it. And then you can save hashtag groups. Oh, I've got so much to talk about. Okay, we're not going to talk about hashtags yet. That's later. You can save hashtag groups. You can save all this stuff. Oh, for quick reference. Sorry, my husband was pressure washing outside. I hope that wasn't noisy. But this is what mine looks like. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's come a long way. And I've got a lot of compliments about how much better my Instagram is and how far I've come. But like, it's awkward. It's hard to take pictures on your own. It is a ton of work, but I will tell you, it pays off. I had been in a sponsoring dry spell. I will be honest. I had not been doing very well with that. And today I sponsored 4 people, and I have a whole bunch of others like on the fence right now that I'm working with. So it pays off. I'm finding a new audience. I'm branding myself different. I'm using my business page with my Instagram, but it's totally making sense for me, and it's totally working. Okay, sorry, we were gonna talk about stories, and then we're gonna be done, and I'm gonna do another unit or a video. These are all highlights, which I do want to change some of them, but these are basically highlights from my stories. So when you do your Instagram story, so this was a party from convention. Oh, okay, I can't see what I'm doing. But so these are some of the food things I make that are macro friendly that I've saved. Here's a makeup one. So I saved some of the best things because they have links, or some of my videos that I've done. Really cute. But you can save, so your stories disappear after 24 hours, but you can save some of your good ones as highlights in this section. So stories are just as important as your feed. Your feed, it's like one good, amazing picture a day, bam, that's what you need. Your stories, I would say minimum 3 a day. You can do up to 15 or 20. It just kind of depends on what's going on and what's of interest to your followers. You can go to, so my Instagram is Life is Nicole, and you can go look and see, with an H, Life is Nicole with an H. My parents cursed me with a weird spelling name. You can see what kind of stories I'm doing. If I'm doing 3 or less, it means I'm just crazy busy and haven't thought about it. But I usually, like right now I have about 10 up here. So like I posted a video last night of things we were doing. We were out at our lot, then I posted all about the launch kit today, then I went on a run and was talking. Then I post about the Kabuki brush. Then I posted about an outfit and a clothing company I like. And guess what? They reshared this. And so now I'm getting other audiences and people seeing this because they're sharing this in their stories. And this is another company I did a video for because it's a fundraiser they're doing. Anyway, that gives you an idea. But like, my stories are different every day. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I haven't done a video in forever. But people, that's where people really truly connect with you, is in your stories. They get to know you, they get to see how you live. Like, your feed is almost like your picture perfect image of yourself, the kind of Instagram almost gets a bad rap for. But your stories, sorry, my lights are flickering. Stop flickering. Stop. But your stories are where they get to know the real you, and that's where they're really going to connect with you, and that's also a really great place to sell as well. So you don't want to neglect stories. Do your feed and do your stories. Okay, I'm going to stop this video before it gets any longer, but we're going to keep going, guys. Like, we got a lot to talk about. Like, I feel like I barely scratched the surface. So that is the very beginning of this training. Look at your feed, look at your name. If you don't have an Instagram yet, pick out an awesome name so you can stick with it. Figure out your branding, your top 5 ways you want to brand yourself. Look up Lightroom, look up presets, go Google it. Like, I'm not going to give you instructions on everything in the world, like how to take a good picture, because there's a million on YouTube, like how to take a good Instagram picture. Like, literally, I sat up one day for 2 hours and I watched videos. How to pose for Instagram pictures. I kid you not, because I'm not a naturally photogenic person. I don't just get up in front of my camera and I'm like, oh, I'm gorgeous, here's a great picture. No, like, I will tell you how I do pictures in the next video. It is painful, but I was actually celebrating today. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got like a good picture every time. That was amazing. It gets better. So again, I'm going off track, but we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. This is just scratching the surface. So here's part 1 of your Instagram training. Go back, evaluate if you have an Instagram. If you don't, set one up, figure out your branding, go look up Linktree, look up, these are your assignments for now. Start playing with stories. Don't worry if they're stupid, you can always delete them, but trial and error is the best way you're gonna learn things. Yeah, just put yourself out there and get started. And then I will find time to come back and do part like 2, 3, and 4, because holy cow, 20 minutes later, and I've hardly told you a thing. So, okay, I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know what you think.